Yo, what is up folks, TrevorTCG here with the Explorer Metagame Challenge going on this weekend. Also, happy holidays. I'm currently recording this on Christmas Eve. I think this will come out on the 24th. So yeah, all the best to you and yours. All that stuff. I have an interesting deck to play today. Hop in here. And that is Bant Approach. And I've been messing around with this a little bit. I'll be honest, the inspiration for this is actually that I got rolled on ladder by somebody playing Approach. I was like, I played a fair bit of Approach in my day, and I was like, let me see if I can put some together. I've been tinkering a bit for about a week, and this is where I've kind of come to. So, let's run through everything. A couple of copies of Lay Down Arms. I've got a fairly diverse mana base, but we have the plains there. I need some early removal, and then we're also kind of like, you hold us through, we also have Temporary Lockdown, maxing out on that. And then we have some ramp in the form of Arboreal Grazer and Cultivate, which then combine with Hour of Promise later on. We're playing 3 deserts total, so ideally you end up naturally having one and then find 2 more, but the first one will then set your second one up to then make zombies if you don't get zombies off the first one anyway. And then we're ramping, so we have this ramp package. We have our kind of, hey, this is a blue-white deck. We've got our Planeswalkers with Teferi and Wandering Emperor, obviously both incredible. And then some, we're not playing like a ton of cards. You're like, well, that's interesting. We have one single copy of Behold the Multiverse, a couple of sweepers in Supreme Verdict, a Doomscar, and a Farewell. And then we have one other kind of catch-all, which is mostly like troublesome permanents, especially as greens are becoming more popular. Playing one Elspeth Conquers Death in the main, with another one in the board. Now, Hour of Promise finds you 2 lands, as I mentioned earlier, and then if you control 3 or more deserts, it creates two black zombies. I'll go through the mana base in a second. We talked about Orcas already. And obviously, what are we actually ramping towards? Approach the Second Sun. 7 mana. If the spell is cast from your hand and you cast another spell named Approach the Second Sun this game, you win the game. Otherwise, put it into your library 7th from the top and you gain 7 life. So our game plan is we have this kind of like blue-white control game. Back to we're ramping, and we have all these kind of like blue-white control cards, which can win the game by themselves. We also have some Shark Typhoons here as well, which play pretty well with both the ramp spells. You can ramp into Shark Typhoon, and that can close the game out very, very quickly anyway. There's a bunch of decks that don't really have a good answer to that. Definitely a good way to win too. But then Approach is our kind of primary win condition. Ramp into it, and then we have a couple of things to help. They the Behold the Multiverse. They're just natural card drawing. And it's also, because we're playing this desert package with Hour of Promise, as we're going to step into the mana base here. So, one single copy of Desert of the Truth, one copy of Desert of the Indomitable, and then the kind of nice tech piece with Approach is Ibni Rivulet, which lets you pay 1 and a blue to mill target player for your 4 cards. So you cast Approach, mill yourself for 4, and then you get the second one faster, basically. But yeah. Cast 2 approaches with the game, kind of get the idea. The rest of the mana base is fairly straightforward. Obviously, we have a decent number of basics for Cultivate. And then obviously, Hour of Promise actually finds any lands. Which I was tempted to play like Scavenger Grounds, which is the Exile Graveyard one. There's some place for some tech pieces. You'll probably see me mess around with Hour of Promise in some other decks at some point. It's a little bit of a pet card of mine. But hey, for the time being, Bant Approach. So we have some utility lands: Django, Otawara, Beseiju. Again, the 3 deserts. And then like 4 Spyro's Headquarters, 4 breeding pools, 2 temple gardens. You do need enough green sources to cast your like grazers, cultivates, and etc. Splash fixing, lol, the joke. But yeah, hey. Hallowed Fountain, X4, a deserted beach, a forest, 2 islands, and 3 plains. The plains are actually pretty important. You have Lay Down Arms. We're relying on like Temporary Lockdown quite heavily to deal with kind of early pressure for something like red. And that's the mana base. So the sideboard, fairly straightforward. 3 copies of Rest in Peace. Obviously, Graveyard decks, Aether Gust, for red and green. Stormheim Unleashed is another powerful win condition. There's a point where I had like Stormheim Unleashed as like a one of in the main deck, and then like an Alred's Epiphany, like the extra turn spell. Plays really nicely with the Planeswalkers, obviously gets you further with Approach, you're ramping anyway, and I will at some point have when we get like part of the Water Veil maybe, you'll see me play like extra turns in Explorer. Something I've been like, I keep like a list prepped-ish Is there enough stuff yet to make it viable? I think you can do something, but it's not super sick right now. Yeah, Summon Niche, powerful. Like, you're just gonna make a bunch of angels. Their decks just can't beat that. A bit slow, so obviously that to consider versus like aggro and stuff. But hey, other than that, Veto, uncounterable. Negate, love it. Hey, Deserts holds a nice one because we're playing Deserts. You can tutor for Deserts. The deck, because Approach gains you 7 life. Desert's Hold's gaining you like 3 versus red decks. You actually have the propensity, especially with like you've got like Arboreal Grazers to block early. You can block up fairly well. You can make zombies off the Hour of Promise as well, which obviously block as well, and then you can actually gain a ton of life. Back when Approach was a standard, I played a bad Approach list in a few different PPTQs, and there was one game versus Mono Red. In fairness, I lost, so whatever. But I did gain 27 life in the process, but didn't quite get to the second Approach. Just in time. And then 3 copies of Mystical this week for blue decks. 3 counter spells, I think. And then a second copy of Ellsworth Conqueror's Death. Something like green. Anything with like troublesome big permanents. Yeah. Card's pretty good, but it's obviously slow in the format. It's hard to play in the main deck. We've got 1 as a ramping. I think you can afford that, but hey. That is the list. Let's hop in to the actual metagame challenge. Actually select it, should I? Right. In we go, we're locked in. So I'm still a little under the weather. So bear with me there, voice-wise. Yeah, I've spent some time putting some decks together to play over kind of the holiday period. So Bant Approach, I was like, yeah, we'll check this into the metagame challenge. Other things took out for White Devotion. Red White Reanimator, I've got quite cool list for that, I think. Grixis mid-range. There's some interesting stuff coming up. Okay. And as always, if you've got something that you want to see... Oh, this is awkward. Let me know in the comments, please. And also, hey, if you're just here for the deck, hey, please do like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Also explore content, yada yada yada. It's really hard to keep this. I think we mulligan. Just because we actually can't cast any spells on my hand. Like if one of these lands was green, I think it's potentially keeping. We're on the play as well. We still don't have a green source here. We'll keep this. Trying to work out if I want to bottom the cultivate or kind of play towards drawing a green source. I think I'm going to bottom a land. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll lead off with a desert. See how it goes. Not the greatest start. They've mulliganed as well, at least. But hey, some solace in that. Let's see what our opponent's on. Listen. Well, we hit a lamb, it's blue. Should I make this tapped? I mean, the other thing about our promise is that if you already have the deserts in play, like you can't find 2 deserts, it just counts the ones you have in play. Alright, Civil Servant, untapped, Citizen. Lifeline. Oh, we've landed to Teferi now. We're kind of done on a little bit here. I'm trying to play this here just so we're not too far away. And next time we have like Wandering Emperor, so we have a bit of interaction. Yeah, we had a really slow start, but fortunately our opponent's not really been able to punish us with anything yet. Torrens, Fist of the Angels. Okay, this is multicolored tribal. That's a creature spell. Oh, no, okay. Any creature spell. These green spells looking worse by the minute. Right. Well, let's hope they attack with the Torrens. They might play around Wandering Emperor. I'm not sure. This card's also been on my radar a little bit. That's fine. Emperor. If we get blown out by a protection spell here, that would be pretty tough. Hang on. We should be smart here. Make a token. Block this way. So we keep Wandering Emperor on 2. Depending on what we draw. Would love to draw a green source. We maybe take down Wandering Emperor, exile the Silver Servant. I'm gonna plus Teferi, just see what I draw first. Alright, lockdown. A lot of times I want to keep this in play, but it's not really possible. I guess I'll make a token. Then I'll make it look possible at least, maybe. We'll see. At least force them to attack the Wandering Emperor. If they want to get rid of it. Adeline. That does not get cleared up by temporary lockdown. Again, just wood. Love a Greenland. Because I was going to make 2 zombies to block as well. Like, so if we lock down, just depends on the creatures, they're going to be able to flash back and join the dance, so this is actually going to... Adeline will still be able to attack quite a lot. Potentially. They're really going to attack here. I think they're just wondering around what they're going to attack. They're going to swing with the Civil Servant. Well, actually, if you're going to swing with the Civil Servant, you may as well attack with the 1/1s as well, because you're just going to make another 1/1. So the 1/1's going to get eaten, regardless. That's just a case of what you're attacking. You can put all the points at the Teferi, or you could care. It depends if you want to care about the Wandering Emperor or not. And I guess if you respect the sea mana very much. But blue-white doesn't have a ton, at least main deck, at 2 for like instant speed interaction with creatures on the board. Lay down arms. There are a couple actually. Yeah. There's not much. We'll see. They're really in the tank though. If not for Silver Servant, I'd say they were playing like green white humans with like all of this tenants and stuff. That might still actually be the case. I didn't check my client's not stalling it or anything. And also, hey, if you played in the Explorer Challenge that's going on this weekend, what did you play? How did you do? Have you found everything? What have you played against? It sounds like some combat's happened. Yeah, we drew a green spell anyway. None of that actually, no. What happened to that last turn? Did they not attack then? I can tell what this card does. Well, normally when we crash, we get to you can see everything disconnects. We're still going to take a bunch of damage here. Alright. This might be a winnable now. Maybe a fancy resources. A tough one. Oh, this is best of 3. Got a decent chance. Several creatures is battle. Oh, I see. Ow. And we have Wrath we can draw to. We can put some creatures to play next turn anyway. We'll see. My total is low. Alright. Play Forest. Let's make a Grazer. Let's to play that. Cast this. And yeah, we did have deserts already. So 1. Wait. Oh yeah, this is Blaze Racing. I want to leave the cycle lands in the deck at this point. Or any shock land. Sure. Alright. Not entirely literally the worst possible ever, but we have nothing left going on in our hand at least. Oh no. Wait, that was Citizens? Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, so some of these are forced. And block like this. Take a couple of damage. Kind of like, hey, we got a Wrath? That's not going to do it. Yeah, let's just go to game 2. Alright. Well, that was tough. I think that even if we... No, we haven't. We've had another turn to do stuff. So versus green white. Only these desert souls. The problem with these is that actually the creatures do stuff when they're in play. Here's some bass rumbling underneath me. Like, yeah, some happiness there. They have like some expensive dodge points, but definitely don't want to board them on these. And I don't really like the idea of leaving one that we have in the deck either. Other than that, I'm really happy with most of this. Like, I don't want to trim approach because we need to draw it. That 7 life will actually make a big difference. The planeswalkers are great. Hold's kind of necessary. The thing that I was considering trimming... I'm not sure. Maybe we can get rid of a Typhoon. I think this like set is fine. The nice thing about, like, there was a point where we playing like Portable Hold. Portable Hold obviously interacts negatively with Temporary Lockdown. So lay down arms, and decided to go try out Desert's Hold instead of lay down arms in the board for aggro matchups because the Desert's Holds have the like the more expensive things like 3 mana, 4 mana, Bone Crusher Giant, all that kind of stuff. Temporary Lockdown, it kind of doesn't sweep those up, and then this helps to stabilize versus those things. Gain 2 life and stops them attacking. I think I cut a shot Typhoon. Alright. Cue back up, cue back up. I instantly say cut an approach. 7 mana. But I think that's wrong. Alright. Play. This is much nicer. When we have lands, everything's simple. So we have early land drops, plus Lockdown and Cultivate. And we can go like Cultivate towards Hour of Promise. Yeah, a bunch of lands to play pretty early. I'm just gonna play the Desert Beach now. Get it out here. The important thing is, like, if we draw a desert on one of these turns, it matters a ton. They've not deployed anything. They've not made anything yet. We'll go ahead and Cultivate. Let's see. We have Ottawa in hand. I'll find a plains. An island. Like, you never really need multiple green sources. I'll put the plains onto our field. Alright. Yeah, you can go 3 to 5 to 7. Fairly consistently. This time I should play draw a card if you had 2 more creatures to back up this turn. This will draw them some cards. But I would rather set up the ramp towards our actual powerful stuff. And like, we'll kill it and the things that come into play. They just get a card out of it, basically. Reveal it and tree. Okay. So we have a pile of land to play. What are they going to follow up with? You still like kind of the token producers. We didn't see whether they were playing something like Collector Company. Interesting. I need 1 creature battlefield. I can maybe Teferi plus something. I'll cast this. See what we see.
Trust me. You'll thank. You know what? I'm not done.
Our Promise. Our Promise is making tokens. The tokens from Our Promise, we don't necessarily want to lock down. We can't Wrath here. can go lockdown. I'd rather roll down here just so we make sure that Teferi survives. And then now they see, oh, they've used a lockdown. They can maybe deploy some. Maybe deploy more stuff. We're at 18. I actually kind of want to keep holding this Otawara. Obviously, utility in hand. I'm just gonna do this. There are a couple of things that temporary lockdown is like a problem with. One of the other things I was going to do was try like Warfiller Haven, which obviously synergizes very nicely with Teferi. Like in a Bant structure. Yeah. Ooh, wedding announcement's annoying. Okay. Venom Connoisseur. It gains Death Touch, and the second time all creatures gain Death Touch. I read there was something with this. I might be thinking about limited. Alright. See what we draw to Teferi.
Let's skip to the good part.
Lockdown. We would like to get the Rumor Gather off the board because it's giving them more advantage. Just shot myself again. I can only to take this game with Teferi plus zombies. Well, we'll hour up. Grab the desert. Out of that, we'll run it. Cool. Right. Now we got farmland, Rumor Gatherer. Yeah, we got quite a lot of card selection here, but not like it. Not overwhelming. You know what I mean? Let's cycle this. Let's get the card deeper. I'm gonna attack here instead of when we like Wandering Emperor. It's not unreasonable. We'll end. Also, obviously playing something like Search for his counter. Okay. I get Vigilance to this. I may end up going like Bounce Token here. They can have some kind of hexproof or protection effect though. We'll try and exile the Rumor Gatherer. It does take that. I'm just going to auto-wear the token now. I need this with Teferi still chilling. No reason to rival it ourselves yet. Plus here.
You know what? I'm not done.
As an approach, we'll cast that. Plus all the tokens.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Go into the red. Cast our approach. First tapped. Or end. This is any time. Well, in here. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, one thing about the bad decks, the games might take quite a while. And so if we go deep into the event, oh, this is all the things, right? Because you can untap some. I'm gonna mill myself before. This does take our Deserts offline. Right, this does take our offline.
Hold that thought.
And there we go. Approach. Okay, anything else in terms of how we sideboarded? So we boarded out like a Shark Typhoon. So the other counter spells are not great. Oh, I should talk about this deck a little bit more in that, like, I wanted to build like a tap out control deck, playing out in the ramp spells with approach. Obviously, tap out, tap out, tap out, tap out. And you still want to have like Wandering Emperor in here just because how good the card is. And that's why you don't see like main deck counter spells. You could maybe play like a third unit on the side, but like you're bringing in the disputes and matchups, all you want it anyway. A significant amount of the time. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, I don't know if actually. You know what? I'm gonna put this FPM back in and just take the hold out. I think this is all good. The Desert Souls I'm not completely sold on, but I think I wanted to try them out and see how they perform. They should be in the deck at this point for sure. Sorry, they should be in our main deck at this point, like in this match. I mean, like in general. Oh my gosh. Well, Desert Cycles. I don't think we can keep this. Okay, this is more reasonable, but it's tough. We're gonna go bottom farewell approach here. Hope we draw a third land for Cultivate. That might get us there. I think this is kind of forced. Did they put us on the play? Wow. Alright, they draw into an approach. So, a land here will fix everything. Well, not fix everything, but it'll fix a lot. Alright, untapped Temple Garden is... I would like to get one more plains, and we'll get an island. I'll put the plains into... Alright, that gets us to Safari, and then... We'll see. It depends how fast they're kind of coming at us. Alright. Somewhat quickly. Teferi gets us deeper into our deck. It just I don't know, it depends what we draw here. Because now the Teferi's under like threat of being just dead. And so the Wandering Emperor to fly at us sometime. And you try and take over the game with it a little bit. Going Emperor into Teferi is obviously a lot more of a wall. Are we getting disconnected again here? Or are they tanking? No? Okay. They were thinking? Alright. Oh, Shard Typhoon's another incentive to just say go. If they just blind attack, then we get to Shard Typhoon instead of committing the Wandering Emperor, maybe. And that gets us further towards our 6th and 7th lands for approach as well. An Emperor. Make a token. Maybe I have like a 1-1 here. He's not a Death Touch, right?
I am the Emperor of
We're not under too much pressure yet.
Who will protect my people?
Where now it's like, hey, there you go.
I hope you're ready to lose.
This time we got in faster apparently, but we didn't get to block, which sucks. Oh,
Keep up the pace.
frustrating to lose to that. We have double approach now as well. We just need a land. At which point I might just exile here.
Try not to miss me. I am almost.
Something Ganja. We get to untap a couple of lands. Actually, I have no way of knowing other than like whether my opponent's time is going down. Like here, for example, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I should maybe threaten this attack, I don't know. I'm not sure. We have Wickedition in hand. Okay, so there you go. We see the timer. We know we're not getting DC'd. Okay, alright, alright. This is the first time I've been frustrated with the video. It's just the game not working properly. Alright. So please have sympathy. And they are timing out as well this way. It's just very strange. Between the client and what they're actually doing. Maybe they are also having server issues. On their end. I don't know. Miserable. Excuse me. Are they also just out of timeouts? Is this just happening to everyone? I wonder. Maybe I'll fast forward through some bits of this. So it's not half an hour of like disconnecting, reconnecting, trying to reboot Arena, get the game to work. Okay. If I've not, then I've been a bit lazy and I apologise. But no, I think I probably will. Yeah, I think they're having the exact same problem as we are. I think it's just a server issue overall. Sucks. Now we get an actual crash on it. Okay, good. We just need to live for a turn. We'll make it look honest. Come on, please. I feel bad because, like, well, that deck's not like a tier deck or whatever. It's got a lot of like nice synergies in it. I think we've kind of put together. Like some of the cards I play, I was considering I was like looking at like green white humans, that kind of thing.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. Get through these bits. Cast approach. Second when we cast this game, win the game. Eventually. Alright, well, I feel bad for me, I feel bad for our opponent, I feel bad for you guys. Because, yeah. Game's just a bit broken right now. It looks like it's a server issue, because I think they're having the same connections that we were from our side. So hopefully it's all good for our next game, but I don't know. To be fair, they might just take the client down for a bit if everyone's complaining about it. Or not check Twitter or anything. Right, okay. We'll try another one. If the client takes us back to the actual client, you know. They just can't get back into the game. I just get close client again. Alright. Right. Love that. Alright. BMW Davenport. I feel like I recognize that name, but I don't know. See what goes on. So yeah, that first match, because I don't know if there's, it looks like there were server issues on both sides, because we like disconnected or like crashed a bit there a couple of times. I had to restart the client of it, which is why like, bits of it are sped up. I think our opponent did too. Is pretty unfortunate. This hand looks pretty good. We've got early interaction with lay down arms, temporary lockdown. Also cultivate. So versus like a non like early deck, we can just go like cultivate, build towards approach. But versus like aggro, we have the removal. We carry, but we'll keep this. Opponents on the play. See what they're rocking. Temple Garden. First instinct is Angels, but we'll see. I'm going to start Hallow Fountain so that we'll be able to lay down arms and turn if needed. But, yeah. Mission is to play the desert before our turn 3. Yeah, it looks to be Angels. I'm fairly fine just going, alright, I'm going to play the desert here. Passing. They'll probably want this lay down arms later. If they have like a bishop, they're going to play on turn 2 here. Then we'll get to catch both. Mutable. Interesting. I do have a bishop and we'll be able to clean these up with a temporary lockdown. Kind of nice. Don't want to get too greedy. And now we are in a position where we can go, okay, our turn 4 will look like cultivate plus lay down arms, any creature. Particularly if they make an angel. I can't remember the name. Resplendent Angel? The 3 mana 2/4. Alright, land up Coco is the play. See what we run into. Fire Youthful Valkyrie. Nothing super quick. Is fine. So if I find planes, let's cultivate. We're gonna find 2 planes. That fixes our problems for as long as we need to. And we're better off getting rid of the guy than the Youthful Valkyrie. Pretty happy to do this. We've not got a Wrath or anything. We have a temporary lockdown, so maybe we're best to let them untap. Yeah, okay. No, we'll try and get value out of that. Ooh. That's not very nice. Is it? They've not got another Angels or Secrets with it, fortunately. So we're going to get to the re-lockdown stuff. Doesn't get rid of the temporary the apparition. Mutable also. So we're going to take some down. Taking a decent chunk of damage here, to be honest. I'll play the planes I know about. We'll re-lockdown stuff. I think we'll try and use our mana. So I'm going to... Oh, actually. I'm just going to lay down arms. This now. Give us a 3/3. This is negligible. Actually, with the Mutable, they can attack for a bit, even if they don't have a ton. And our aim is that we can probably dig for like a sweeper if we need one later. If not, we'll approach next time. And that'll pull us away a bit life total wise. And so I kind of like this sequencing. Coco, alright, what are we getting into? Bishop Wings by itself. Cool. Happy to see that. Forest Headquarters, 3, 5, 6. This makes 7. Gonna approach now. And we can cycle this, cast Behold. It's 3, obviously draw our turn 4. And then we'll see what else happens. This guy's support me all day, fortunately. And the nice thing about approach is that we don't care about our opponent's life total at all. Now this could be Coco into quite a lot of damage. Have to be a bit aware of that. Temporary lockdown is pretty huge. That's gonna give them a lot of triggers. That's gonna make a lot of angels. You maybe need to dig for a Wrath here. This is gonna make a lot of angels. It's gonna make one more angel. But overall, it's a lot of life. It's a lot of damage. Let's cast this first. I want to hit like a verdict, obviously. Dream. The Conquerors isn't really up to much. We'll put both these on the bottom because we want to have enough damage, right? As an approach, we can't cast it, unfortunately. 8, 16. You're just dead. We can hit another temporary lockdown. That'd be the dream, right? We had to. Yeah. Oh, did I? Am I dumb? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the top card of our library is the approach we know about. Alright, I'm gonna make a tap land, and we're just gonna say go, and I hope our opponent doesn't do anything. What was the card we knew about? That was a Skulker's Death. Doesn't actually get doesn't actually hit the token. That's a little tough. And yeah, this is more than lethal. Yeah, I kind of had to face like a Sky Apparition. That's fair enough. We are all kinds of dead here. Let's go to game number 2. Fair, fair. It all looked quite good. Yeah, Apparition to take back all the temporary lockdown things was quite effective. I actually do kind of like Conqueror's Death here, because it adds an Angel and then stops some Casting Company. Then you can pitch some stuff. I'm not entirely sold on it, but I think that that's reasonable. We don't actually have very much. None of these cards are particularly good in this matchup, but it's one that we should be fairly strong in. We have a pile of sweepers and stuff, but yeah, I think I could bring in the second one of these. And in terms of what we cut, while they are cute, the Arboreal Grazers really are not up to much here. Leonard Arms are almost like a necessity, but I might cut both of these. Play a Starman Unleashed. I kind of like that. Sure. Alright. We'll give it the run backs. If we lose game 2 here, it's a bit of a rough. Well, if we lose this match, it's a bit of a tough one. Because match one was a little scuffed, but to be honest, there's not a ton we could do about that. You at least get to see the deck play out, how it's kind of supposed to in game 2 there. Match 1. Hey, we're not giving up yet. We can totally take this. And if you're interested in more Bant approach after this video, do let me know. Like everything else. Oh, oh dear. Can we keep this? We have Shark Typhoon to get another draw step. We need like white, and then like. This hand is actually. I think we keep 6 here. I'm just gonna bottom the arrow. Bottom the Teferi. Ugh, it's all disgusting. Play an island. We're relying on a lot of fortune here. It's another testament to one of those. Hey, I post everything I play, well, everything I record. Not afraid to post me losing. Come on. Okay. Nice. No. Okay. It's not over yet. Hey, if we get 2 more lands that aren't planes, we can go find some. There's the upside. But we are a couple of turns away. We're going to cast this temporary lockdown, which means I think we're just going to get rolled over there. Alright, we'll pass again. Alright, this is a little disheartening. I think this is a pretty good matchup. We got pretty unfortunate mulligans, at least here in game 2. Game 1, the Coco into the Skyclave Apparition was pretty clutch for them. I'm going to scoop these up. But hey. Yeah. That's Ban approach. I think the deck is better than we've kind of showcased here. You can see it in game 1. Like, we won game 1. You kind of got to see the kind of like, I'm a tap out control deck. I want to go like ramp spell with like cultivate into ramp spell, hour promise into like approach. Then you've got these walkers which are really good. You've got all these sweepers, interactive cards. The temporary lockdown you got to see the downside of temporary lockdown too there in our second match versus Angels. Yeah, Coco into Skyclave. pretty tough for us. And yeah, we just got to show the deck off a little bit. So hey, if you enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. Other than that, happy holidays. Have a fantastic Christmas if you celebrate it, and a happy New Year. All that kind of stuff. All the best to you and yours. Take care. Have a great day.